Oh boy. And we're live.
Live.
As you may well know by now, since you can see us. So, Megan, where
Yes,
are
I
we?
do.
Where what are we doing? Where are we? System.debug. Coming back
We are
after a
on
long
the internet,
hiatus. Right? We are on the internet.
on the interwebs. Um, you are in your den, and I am at my
Again.
standing desk.
Nice.
Yes. It is Monday, June 24th, 2019. And we are going to talk to you all about Salesforce's summer release.
Ooh.
Very
I don't know
exciting.
anything about it, so you're gonna have to teach me this whole entire thing.
Oh,
Because I don't Salesforce. So I'm here to
oh,
learn. I'm here to listen. I'm here to absorb.
I will teach you the power of the Salesforce. That's the space, sales space, capital F, with a space in between sales and force.
Is it the
Yeah,
Salesforce?
my favorite is when clients call it the Salesforce with a space between the sales and force.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair. All right. So,
Oh, wait. We got to
what?
give time for Ryan to do his little thingy. Like, I put
Oh,
in
when
the
he puts
bump
it in.
here. Yeah.
Bam. Somewhere
All
in
right.
there. All right.
Yeah. Welcome back. Welcome back. All
Yeah.
right.
So
So,
this is system.debug level 60, and we're talking about
60?
Salesforce Summer, right?
Did we just like skip like 7 levels? I thought it was like 53.
No, it's definitely not 53. It's definitely in the, I don't know, we may have skipped. It's difficult to count, all right? Ask any computer.
It's just, it is, math is hard.
Math is,
You can tell.
math is hard.
You can tell I just turned on the thing. I was going to click on our, I didn't mean to click on our whole thing. I was going to click on our sign, check what level we're on, but I'll do that later.
That's fine. I got our
Let's all
chat
put
open.
bets in on
Let's
where we
go.
really are.
So
Yeah.
when does Salesforce Summer Edition or whatever it's called, Summer version, when does the new version come out? Let's start there.
We have the summer release.
Yeah, summer release. Sorry, I'm gone when it comes to Salesforce stuff. No, when does the
Yeah.
summer release come out? Is it
Summer
already
release.
out?
Yeah. People started getting the summer release. Yeah.
Oh, I
I
forgot
believe we
about that.
all have the summer release already.
Well, they roll it. Don't they roll their releases out in like stages? Like some orgs get it, and then other orgs get it, and then finally they like wrap it up, and everybody's got it.
Yeah, I
Something like
think we
that.
all already got it though.
Okay.
Yeah.
If
Pretty sure
anyone
we
would
all have
know,
it
it would
abroad.
be you.
Yeah. No, you know who it would be? It would be the lovely notes on who all has the summer release that I have opened up on my screen here.
Who's got the summer release? We've got a giant screen full of people who've got the summer release.
Yeah, and it says, Sandbox is. The Sandbox has all got it by like May, so June 14th and 15th non-preview instances will be upgraded. Production instances, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. All
So
right.
it's out.
So
Everybody's got it then.
people are getting the stuff. Let's go with that. People are getting the stuff. So
People are
non-preview
getting this stuff.
instances of the CSs got it June 14th and 15th. So that means it's about to hit production if it hasn't. So it's coming out.
I see Cody on a giant surfboard with some kind of dog in front of him.
Yeah, puppies are learning how to surf in the summer.
What is that called? The giant
If he has
surfboard
a
that you
paddle, that's paddleboard.
Paddleboard, yeah.
That is really big here in Seattle over at this place. It's in Ballard by the Bend. You know that place by the Bend?
Yeah.
So I guess it's not in production yet. My bad.
All right. Well, it's getting there.
It's getting there, maybe. I don't know. People in the chat, tell us if it's in your prod org. Yeah.
So what can we expect from summer? Like, what's exciting about the summer release?
So much fun stuff in the summer release.
So much fun stuff. Wow.
Gosh. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe you're asking me that. So first of all,
I am because I don't know.
All right. So I had this call the other day where I was talking to some communities people.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned about this great thing about so we all know about CMS, right? Content management systems. So in your communities, your little like content management tile in your workspaces, you used to be able to go in and here you could connect your CRM content, you could connect to your CMS Connect, and you also had this whole ability to like go in and write about your own little news articles. Wow. You'd have to go in, you'd have to write your news article, and it would be specific to that community. Lo and behold, a brand new, you can now manage these beautiful, beautiful CMS pieces of articles and such inside Salesforce so that you can share them across communities.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
I was playing with this the other night, and I was taking all of my little pieces of make-believe content that I had written about Snaily in my Summer 17 org, as I had also beautifully named it. Yeah, I thought it was going to expire, but it somehow ended up being a forever preview org.
Whoa.
Yeah, pretty sweet, right?
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, so my Summer 17 org, which is now, I should just rename it Biggest Preview org, but anyway, the Summer 17 org, I took all my Snaily content and I decided to share it for my Snaily community, it's my customer community, it's my Your Dreamin' community.
Oh, wow.
And so yeah, that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. Very, very exciting stuff.
Was it smooth? Was it like a very easy,
Yeah,
I guess,
yeah.
deployment?
There's
I don't
just
know what
like
you
a
call
share button to click.
it. Oh, that's it? And
So
then from one
yeah,
to the other, it just.
so you actually just hit the share button, and then you get to select which communities you want to share it with.
Oh, so it connects that
Yeah.
way. I got
Yep.
you.
And it's in the app launcher now. It's one of your app launcher tiles.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
That's
Another very exciting thing. So related lists in Lightning. Few cool things going on here. First of all, one thing that was really, really annoying about related lists, you could only see 4 fields.
okay.
Okay, you could add like 9 fields though to the page layout, and you'd only see 4. Well, now you can
Oh,
see more fields in related lists, which is very, very exciting, and you don't have to click on view more to see it.
they did that on purpose, though, right? Like it wasn't.
Oh yeah, it was because it was super, super crammed in space. You couldn't see more.
Okay.
But now there's some. Now they can readjust the size a bit, so things look a little nicer.
Okay.
Um,
That's pretty good.
in
So now,
addition,
how many can you
oh,
see now total? Like, what's the total number that you can have, and what's the total number that you can see? Is it both 9?
I don't know. Now you're gonna have to make an
Oh, that's
answer
all right.
here.
You don't have to know this.
No,
I mean, I can.
no.
I can look it up.
Now you're making me have to look
I'm
it up.
digging.
I
I'm
feel like I
digging.
should know it. I feel like I should know it. Let's see here. Oh, people in the chat, tell me what it is, because I don't know. It's gonna be under Lightning Experience, sales feature, Salesforce overall, probably. Okay, here we go. I was gonna tell you the other cool thing about related lists is that you can now filter your related lists too.
Okay.
So before there were a bunch of really cool apps that were out there to allow you to do this, but you can filter them like right on the page. So like on the fly, you can be like, oh, just show me the closed won opportunities. You don't have to jump into a report. You can be like, show me this account's closed won. Show me this account's like open ops, which I think could be like super handy for salespeople.
Oh, that's super, super handy for salespeople because that's all they do.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
constantly just filtering. I remember when I was working over at MA, that was their whole thing was like, what do I need to touch today? Because there's an account somewhere out there that I need to do something with. Who is
Right.
it? And so that's what they were doing. Constant filtering, constant reporting. Yeah.
And it's 10. You can show 10 columns.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many can you have in total? Does it say?
It does not say.
I was looking on here, but I'm looking at field service lightning limits and limitations though, and I'm not sure. I don't think that's the same.
Yeah, but I think that set is pretty sweet. That's still a lot, and it looks so much nicer now. I mean, even the 10 looks nicer than the 4 used to. Because they make some customizations. It looks like the fields just balance better. But yeah, I mean, just imagine like when you think back on it, like so many things that you did to put, filtered report charts onto a page so that people could see, like, this is how much came in on opportunities. And then you would put the actual dollar value on there just so that they could see something like what a related list would show them. And now they can actually see that related list, or so that they could jump to the report that would show them that exact same data.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're going to be able to see it. It's just super cool, in my opinion. I'm excited about it.
So it's a lot quicker to get to your data now, is basically the idea.
Yeah. Yeah. In addition, going on with that, you have the option of when you're working with your Lightning pages, do you want to make this your default for mobile, for desktop, or for mobile and desktop? So you can have a different Lightning app builder page for each one of those.
Which is great because you're not going to look at the same thing when you're on mobile as you do on desktop, for the most part.
Exactly. And I mean, it's one thing. Yeah. So a dynamic component can work in some situations. Yeah, that might work on, maybe on like a record page. Because for the most part, a record page isn't going to change that much. But when you're looking at like your home page or an app page, that type of a page has so many different items that are going to vary with how you want to look at it and how you want to have them placed as well, because it's going to rearrange on your phone. And then dynamic components work great. They really are. And they're a wonderful thing. But being able to decide whether or not it shows on mobile or desktop is awesome. It's one thing for it to be able to decide whether or not it's going to show for a profile, but to show for devices, even better. Because so much you don't want to see on mobile. Because it just takes up too much space. You really need to think about your real estate, and so much doesn't pertain to what a mobile user needs to see.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff you do on your desktop that you just don't care about on the road.
Well, I was going to say, when you're on the road too, right? If you think about it, you need more of like a kind of like exactly what you're saying. You need a quick view, and you know that you can always jump back to your full desktop view when you get back to the office, when you get to the hotel, when you get wherever you're going. You can get back to that view. You just need to see something like right now. Like, I need to know, I don't know, something about this client right now. Boom. Oh, it's right there. Boom, right in my face. And if it's something that you need consistently, it's something that you can throw into that mobile interface, right? So that's just there always across the board. Question though, is it as easy as switching what you see per profile?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So when you go in to assign your page layout, and you go to do the save and assign, it says, do you want to do? It has the little like top. It has little radio buttons. One says desktop, one says mobile, one says mobile and desktop. So yeah, and then you set up your page the exact same for both.
Nice.
One great example that they showed us at Trailhead DX was they had a component for Lyft and Uber. And nobody's calling Lyft and Uber from their desktop, dude. Like, no. I'm not going to call an Uber from my laptop. But I'm definitely going to be needing it on my phone. And, to have some sort of like Uber tile on an account page or on a contact page that connects you with the contact's address or the account's address. And it automatically puts their address in as the address, and you just hit the Uber button. Boom. That kind of thing would be absolutely super handy, but totally not useful at all on desktop. It would just be in the way.
So then when you're out on the road, and correct me if I'm wrong, when you're out on the road and you put this Uber tile on your mobile app, right? On your mobile page.
Yeah.
If that's like top thing, right? You're going to use that a lot. When you're out on the road now, you open your app and you're like, oh, I got to go to, boom, you click your client, and the first thing that comes up, the first thing that you see right there is call an Uber. You just tap it and it's going to put in all that data, right, for you?
Right.
Oh, man, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's super sweet.
Yeah. And so it's all sorts of stuff. And there were a lot of different mobile things that were involved with this release, both for internal Salesforce and for communities. with enhanced images, being able to do mobile themes, being able to do additional mobile customizations, better UI, UX, more options, just a lot of additional mobile things that were out. There's also a mobile beta going on right now that's out there for the Salesforce app, both on Android and on iOS. I highly recommend signing up for the beta. Super, super cool. You then also have to go into your org and turn that on as well. So I don't know if you would particularly want to just jump right into production to do this. Consider looking at doing this in your dev org and connect your dev org to your phone, or doing this in your sandbox and have your sandbox connected to your phone. But lots of cool stuff that's going on out there and cool features to turn on and play with, specifically related to that mobile app. They're looking at getting rid of the whole pull out from the side and having have the buttons on the bottom. Instead, like a normal app in 2019, something you're more used to. Because that pull out side thing, it's from before. Now the buttons are on the bottom. Even Facebook switched to bottom buttons. They did that to me on my Android like 2 months ago. So everybody's going bottom buttons now. It's the thing.
Bottom buttons.
It's 2019. It's bottom buttons 2019.
Going bottom buttons.
Bottom buttons 2019.
Bottom buttons.
2019.
Yeah, you gotta keep up with the style though. Like you can't. Once you let stuff fall behind, it's just everybody knows that whether or not your software is actually up to date, the look and the feel of it, if it's not up to date, people automatically assume that it hasn't been touched in a long time. That's the feeling that they get from it, from that particular look and feel. Like if somebody wrote an application, and don't get me wrong, I love the old like Windows 98 style because that's part of my teenage my teenage years. But if I see an app that's written that looks like that, whether it came out yesterday or 45 years ago, I'm gonna think it came out forever ago, and I'm gonna be like, ooh, nobody's updated this in a long time. This is old. This is dead code.
Even if it's new.
Yeah, even if they made it yesterday.
Another really cool thing that I just remembered: notifications. So, ring the bell. Ringing the bell in Salesforce. So, this comes up because this actually just came up on one of my projects as well. So you know how in Lightning you have the bell that's up by a little astro face if you don't have your custom picture, over by the gear, if you have setup access. So you can now set up with your automation to custom ring the bell. So you wouldn't be able to do it with an actual approval process, but you can do it with a process builder, with a flow, with Apex. You can actually set up custom automation to do your own notifications. This is super, super handy. There are use cases in which some people that you think should get notifications don't. Or maybe you have use cases in which you have people that are part of a maybe they're a record owner that should be getting a notification when these other people that are part of a workflow are also getting updated. Or maybe they're the record man or the manager of a user and they should get a notification. Or perhaps they're the owner of a record or the submitter of an approval process. And somehow, with the way that approvals work with quotes, they just don't get a notification. And so a great way to do this is to set it up and have it so that a process builder would then create the notification for them when the record goes to approve. Totally easy peasy use case. You set up the notification templates and setup. Then you would just set up your automation to go with it, and then boom, good to go. But yeah, there was never a way to ring the bell before. It was, nice and easy peasy. But now there is. So totally fabulous.
That is pretty
exciting.
So I have a question about that.
Yeah.
I guess this is sort of a gamification of notifications, right? Because you can you can attach this notification thing to a lot of different things, right? So the status of a record and things like that, like the status of an account maybe, or what have you. Can you also, like let's say I just have a custom button to ring a bell. Can I? I'm trying to think this through.
You don't have a
I've
custom
done any
button to ring a bell.
Salesforce stuff. I have a custom button, and it like I don't know. It does something that it like runs a trigger to change the status of the record that like sends someone a notification, like just to just to mess with somebody. Imagine, right? Is there a way to do that pretty easily?
Well, I mean, with custom code, you can ring the bell, yeah. Or you could just have the process builder do it and build it off of some sort of stage changing. But yeah, it's pretty easy now that this whole new custom notifications came out. Super easy to do, can be done declaratively, great option for admins and developers alike, however they would like to use them.
So there's an API somewhere in there that you can tie into. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
Super fun, super easy, and just an awesome opportunity for everybody. You know, like I said, it's great. It'd be great if they worked with approvals, but directly that you can work with the surrounding automation. I do have to say there was some sad retirements that happened with this release.
Uh-oh.
I think we should all give a moment of silence to the approval process diagram, because I loved those, and it's part of the Flash retirement, and I understand Flash has to go, but those approval diagrams were amazing. They were so beautiful, they were so thorough, they were interactive. I am personally going to miss them quite a bit. So at Salesforce, if you are out there, please look at bringing back the approval process diagrams, as well as perhaps, since Flash is gone, enhancing them to, instead of just being for approvals, also being flow process builder approval diagrams. Thank you, Salesforce. I love you.
I can see them doing that. I mean, it's got that look. It's got that look and feel to it. I've never used these ever in my life, but I'm looking at them right now.
But yeah, they were super cool. I really liked how you could click on them. They would expand. You know, they gave you the directions that you could go with the accept, reject, and the different people that your approvals could go to based on the different criteria, and how they explained the different criteria at each stage as well. They were really great for working with clients when you were going through approvals as you were working on requirements, or when there was a bug, to explain why a record went down that approval and why it stopped there.
So is there nothing taking over in place of this?
No.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So it's just a rip.
Yep.
Complete rip out. Interesting.
Sadly.
That's kind of wild. So what are you going to use in the meantime, since you love them so much? What's going to take the place for you? Like, how are you going to do things in this area now?
My own custom documentation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's probably much more cumbersome to kind of load up, right?
Correct. Yeah.
I got you. Well, that stinks. Now your process has been muddied, I guess. That kind of stinks.
Yeah, but hopefully, it's going to be replaced quickly with something super, super cool that covers multiple automation types, like process builder, flow, and approval processes.
Okay.
Thank you, Salesforce, in advance.
If anyone loves this as much as you do, which I would assume is a big yes, they've got to put something in there, right? Like they can't just leave everyone hanging.
And I know I'm not the only one, because I had some tweets out there that were getting a lot of retweets and likes. So
people are really feeling it.
They're messing it. And I know we've only got about 5 minutes left, but just point out that the summer release is just, not our last release of the year. We still have our winter release, which I guess technically is the first release of next year, but it is coming up. So definitely one more release to be looking forward to.
Winter release.
Yes.
So does it go winter release? Would it be winter release 19?
It's winter 20 actually. So yeah. So technically it's the first release of next year.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So what else? Is there anything else scheduled for release for summer? Or is it were those just the big topics?
There are tons on this. It's a huge set of release notes. Yeah, I have to say this is probably one of the bigger, more exciting releases that I've seen in a while. It was about 520 page release notes. Yeah, and there's a lot of platform stuff in there, a lot of community stuff, a lot of sales stuff, a lot of Einstein. There's Service Cloud, there is deployment things. So there's a lot of lightning, a lot of lightning. So I definitely recommend checking out your release notes, making sure you're keeping up on them as you go. And yeah, most importantly, get in there and make sure to play around with it. I mean, there's no better way to get to know your release than jumping in there and actually playing with it. So, that's my favorite way to get to know the release. They give you your preview org before the release notes are even out for a reason. And it's so that you can get to know the release before you actually get to see what it is.
I did not know that. That's pretty interesting. So does anyone read that whole document? Because that seems like it's a very heavy document.
People do read the whole thing.
Oof.
Yeah.
Jeez. That's a lot of freaking reading.
I know that my team and I were working on reading the release notes front to back, and I know that there are a couple of other people at my company that do. Yeah.
I mean, I guess that gives you a good advantage that you know everything that's in that release, but at the same time, it just seems like
you don't remember it all.
Yeah.
You really don't. But it's one of those things where if it comes up, you're like, oh, maybe I think there was something about that in the release notes.
That's a fair point. So you're not actively trying to remember everything.
No.
You're trying to remember the Cliff's Notes version of it. So if somebody mentions something, you can actually say, "Oh yeah, that was in the release."
I think I have to. I think there was something in summer. Let me go back. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yep. Don't put yourself under the pressure to memorize it all.
Well, I was just like, when you said 520 pages, I was just like, wow, what kind of? I mean, I'd read probably, I don't even know, maybe 100 pages worth of stuff a day on any given day. Just like, I read this article, and then I read this other article, and then I had some at work that I had to read, and so I skimmed it, but I got caught up on like one little part, and now I'm like running through that part line by line specifically, and not just scanning it. And that was 30 pages, like.
The worst is when you get caught on that one paragraph over and over and over again.
You got to read it like 55 times.
Yes.
Yes. What they're saying. Yeah, I also hate that. I'm with you on that. That's the worst. That is the worst. All right. Well, does that wrap up everything for all the big points, at least for summer 19?
That wraps up a couple of the fun points. Yeah.
Megan's favorite. That's what we should do. We should do a Megan's favorite, like your top 10 for each release.
No, we should. I can do my top 10 for everything. My top 10 release notes, my top 10 features, my top 10 serials. Oh yeah, we'll do my top 10 for everything.
Oh man, I don't even know if I would be able to pick 5 serials that I like.
Oh, I could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 2. So yeah.
I also like Life though, like the original Flavor Life. So.
Oh, I'm a Honey Nut Cheerios and Cornflakes kind of girl.
Cornflakes.
Those are my 2 cereals. I load those cornflakes up with more sugar than you could imagine, but those are my 2 cereals.
Just Frosted Flakes?
Nope, Frosted Flakes have a different sugar.
Do they?
Yeah, it's not the same.
You're like, this is not the same sugar. This is my sugar.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, man. I think that's it. It's 5 o'clock.
It is, or 8 o'clock if you're where I am, or some other o'clock if you're wherever you are that isn't here or at Megan's house. So I guess we will catch you either probably in 2 weeks from now.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm just trying. I'm trying
Yeah.
to think if we have any
Sure.
other issues coming up. But
No, that should be good.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll catch you all in about 2 weeks. See ya.